They've given us less economic opportunity, and they've provided less educational opportunities for our children. And that's why I'm running for Congress, because I know what it takes to improve these issues. I've got great working relationships already in D.C. I've spent the last 10 years of my life building my political resume so that one of us, somebody who thinks like we do, could get into D.C. and make a difference. I want you to visit aliforcongress.com to find out more about my campaign. The Democrats have already done it.
My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin Verse Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head. Stop playing Russian roulette with your life. Help us make America great again. Learn how to save time. Learn how to save money with the electrician grocery shopping list on Amazon now. Go to Amazon now. The life you save may be your own. All right, so we right back where we left off at. Right? We right back where we left off at. And so we're getting ready to bust this term. Right? We're getting ready to bust this term, but we're going to start where we left off with the NRF2 system, because again, when I say this is a monthly detox that you're supposed to always have, I don't think that I have personally done enough, right? So the onus is on me. I don't think that I've personally done enough to share how important this is throughout the body, right? And what it means for the NRF2 system to be the body's sole major, alarm system / front line of defense, etc., right? So now we know, and I guess if I want to get more clicks and likes, I probably should have added Ozempic to the title, right? But we know I predicted it, right? We know I predicted it, and we've been having this conversation. So, I just wanted to show you the connection, right? As we segue, I wanted to show you the connection between GLP1 agonists and the NRF2 system. I think that's important. So let's take a look here. I didn't type in anything crazy. Very super simple search. GLP1 NRF2. Now, obviously, you have to be aware, because nobody just randomly accidentally types in GLP1 NRF2, right? But if you're aware, then, it's a simple search. Right? Oxidative cellular damage caused by free radicals is known to contribute to the pathogenesis of various diseases such as cancer, diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases, as well as aging. The transcription factor, nuclear factor, erythroid 2-related factor, and Kelch-like ECH-associated protein 1, right? Keep 1 for short, right? And we use the mnemonic device. In order to remember this, we use the Harlem. We take it to the Wesley Snipes, New Jack City, am I my brother's keeper? That's the mnemonic device. Am I my brother's keeper, right? Keep 1. signaling pathways play an important role in preventing stresses, including oxidative and inflammatory stresses. Now, here's the thing that's important to understand is that when you're exercising, it's voluntary stress. Exercise is a voluntary form of stress. I just want you to understand that. So you are producing inflammation when you exercise. You are producing cytokines when you exercise, right? But the thing is, A, is voluntary. B, you're producing these things in conjunction with the will and your resources. So it's important to keep that in mind so that you understand you have to have a, when you turn off the oxidation, you have to be able to turn on the antioxidants, the antioxidation process, right? Your body keeps them on a seesaw. Your body keeps them on a seesaw, oxidative, antioxidative, right? And so there's really no limit to the oxidative capacity of your body because the environment at large is oxidative. Antioxidants, that's a finite resource. So that's where the equations and the math, that's where the beautiful mind must come in, right? Because there is a limit to your body's antioxidant capacity. And so you want to maximize that capacity in conjunction with whatever it is that you got going on. NRF2 is a master regulator of cellular stress responses. And before I go, let me just remind you, literally, that's why we title it Hormesis Training, right? Hormesis Training. That's literally what that means, right? Hormesis Training. NRF2 is a master regulator of cellular stress responses, induces the expression of antioxidant detoxification enzymes, protects against oxidative stress-induced cell damage. Damn, that is a great promo for EnQi's detox, right? NRF2 is a master regulator of cellular stress responses, induces the expression of antioxidant detoxification enzymes, and protects against oxidative stress-induced cell damage. My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin Verse Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head.
That's the algorithm.
For real. That's the algorithm. NRF2 is a master regulator of cellular stress responses, induces the expression of antioxidant and detoxification enzymes, and protects against oxidative stress-induced cell damage. Like literally, that is the textbook. That is the textbook we went by. I mean, not literally, but figuratively, definitely, because obviously I just pulled this article up, but that right there is the blueprint. That is what kept me up long nights trying to figure out exactly which plants to put together in the detox kit, right? First figuring out, okay, you have an NRF2 system. What is this thing, right? Now, I've never heard, Dr. Sabi never taught you about no NRF2 system. Dr. Africa never mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't in there was no holistic teachers teaching about the NRF2 system. It was completely foreign. So, I had to start from scratch trying to figure this thing out, right? And so it wasn't just a matter of the NRF2 system. It was a matter of being prepared for all the variables of the NRF2 system, right? Because what the NRF2 system does, it's almost like a Captain America shield. That's how the NRF2, it's like a Captain America shield, right? Think of it that way. But it's not like Captain America's shield is almost indestructible. This is not. So think of it like this. Here's an example where you could think of it. Right? So say you got this Captain America shield inside the cell, right? And then here's your hero, right? Here's the shield. Here's the hero. This is going to get attacked. It's already getting attacked with my handwriting and spelling, right? When this gets beat down, and the arrows, aka the bad guys, can actually get to the hero, the hero runs. The hero runs to the nucleus of the cell. Whatever. Just imagine that says nucleus. So now it runs to the nucleus of the cell and sounds the alarm. Now, depending on what these are, right, what these threats are, when the alarm is sounded, the nucleus then signals the appropriate response team, right? It has to assemble the appropriate response team. So whether that's maybe that's calling the fire department. Maybe that's calling the regular local police cars. Maybe that's calling the ambulance, EMT. Maybe, it's some crazy, maybe it needs SWAT. Maybe it needs SWAT. You see what I'm saying? Like it has to call. Maybe it needs National Guard. Maybe it needs the people with the biohazard suits on, like an outbreak. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it needs the CDC to pop up in this month, anti-terrorist. Who knows what the appropriate response is for the impending threat, right? So part of making sure the NRF2 system is robust is, yes, we want to make sure that, right, NRF2, the basic components are there, right? We want to make sure that we have a shield and a hero, right? We want to make sure those things are there. But when the drama pops off, we want to make sure that every option in terms of mounting a defense is there. So this is where nutrient reserves come into play regarding your defense. They have to be on deck. right? They have to be on deck. It's not just a matter of having glutathione circulating around in the water. Glutathione circulates, right? But the NRF2 system has to be able to signal the antioxidant enzymes and construct this stuff on the spot. It's not a matter of a standing army, right? Depending on the nature of the threat, the enzyme army is going to be constructed on spot, right? All right. Keep your eye on it. My name is Minister EnQi. I am the naturopathic doctor and the spokesman for the Melanin Verse Diabetes Ministry. Every time you go to the supermarket without the electrician grocery shopping list, it's like putting a loaded gun to your head. Stop playing Russian roulette with your life. Help us make America great again.
That's the algorithm.
Reactive oxygen species and free radicals contribute to oxidative stress in healthy cells by damaging DNA, proteins, and lipids. Oxidative stress results in an imbalance between pro-oxidants and antioxidants. So there's that balance I'm talking about, right? There's that balance I'm talking about. The oxidative system is necessary because we're talking about cellular communication. We're talking about cytokines. We're talking about degrading, denaturing, degrading, breaking down proteins and molecules and things like that to recycle them and use them again and blah, blah, blah. Right? Okay. We can skip some of that. GLP1 is an incretin hormone that is produced mainly by the enteroendocrine L cells in the distal intestine in response to nutrient ingestion. Woo! That's a mouthful, right? So that's a mouthful, but right there it explains what GLP1 is. Right? Or GLP1 agonist, right? A GLP1 agonist, right? Let's go back. An incretin hormone that is produced mainly by enteroendocrine L cells, right? So immediately, entero, right? Digestive system, stomach, right? Just so you can start putting these things together when you hear them. This is the scientific literacy part. You shouldn't need to be necessarily familiar with the term as much as learning the body language. This is that when your doctor's standing there talking and it sounds like boo-wah, boo-wah, bam, boo-wah, bam, boo-wah, boo-wah, bam, boo-wah, bam. You got to get the body language book and learn the lingo, right? So entero, right? That's going to refer to stomach, digestive system, right? That's the place. Endocrine is letting you know what's happening, right? So endocrine is telling you this is a glandular function, right? And the hint comes before you see enteroendocrine because it says hormone, right? So GLP-1 is an incretin hormone that is produced mainly by enteroendocrine L cells in the distal intestine in response to nutrient ingestion. In response to nutrient ingestion. So let's do this. Right? Incretins are hormones which are produced in the gut in response to food, stimulating glucose-dependent insulin release and include dependent insulinotropic peptide and glucagon-like peptide, GLP1. Incretins are a group of metabolic hormones that stimulate a decrease in blood glucose levels. Is that it? Grand opening, grand closing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. EnQi. Co-founder, founder, right? Spokesman for the Melanin vs. Diabetes movement. Go ahead and hit the Cash App, order the books from Amazon, join the Patreon for exclusive content and classes. Hit the website for some plant-based supplementation. And good evening. We're out of here. It's over, right? Grand opening, grand closing. You got the whole secret to Ozempic, right? You got the whole secret to Ozempic right there, right? GLP1 agonists in a bottle. And what do? They lower down blood sugar and they lower down insulin. That should be it. Grand opening, grand close. Well, which foods? Let me show you. See this book right here? In this book right here, in the exercise book, on page 316. On page 316, we're going to give you a nice set. We're going to give you 5 key foods and a bonus food for GLP1, right? The natural way it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be buying drugs to stimulate this pathway, right? That is more of you being taken advantage of. And all these companies are doing, I'm telling you, it's very simple. It's a very simple blueprint. They're looking at and they're working with certain companies that are indexing. They're indexing your DNA